Have you ever walked outside of your house and seen a giant wet spot on the dirt? It's actually not the earth being aroused, it's actually a water leak. As you can see here, the water is leaking directly from this area here where there's water gushing out. It's not a natural spring, it's a water line. Go ahead and dig it out. I'm using a sharpshooter, a hoe, and a bigger shovel to get all that dirt out. Once I get all that dirt out, I'm going to go ahead and locate the water meter. Here it is. Turns out it was filled with dirt too, so I'm using a little garden spatula to take all that dirt and mud out. That way, the next time there's a water leak, I don't have to struggle as much. You can tell it's leaking whenever that thing is still spinning and all the faucets are off. I'm going to go ahead and use my big T-tool to go ahead and cut the water off. Once the water's cut off, that little thing will stop spinning. Go ahead and cover it up so no kids fall in it. I'm going to go ahead and use my vacuum to suck up the water that leaked out while it was on. I'm using my rigid vacuum, and I'm making enough room down there for me to mess around with it. So I dig around the area a bit. As you can see here, it's that old galvanized pipe. It rusted and it finally leaked. Back in the day they thought it would last forever. Clearly it doesn't. I'm using my pipe cutters to go ahead and cut that PEX pipe. Looks like it's been worked on before. While that's leaking, I'm going to go ahead and take off the old galvanized pipe using my pipe wrenches. Here I am setting it up, and it was actually surprisingly easier than I thought it would be. Usually these are like really stuck together. This one wasn't. It unscrewed fairly easy. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it from this main fitting over here. That way I can put my brass fitting for my PEX on this side and replace that entire line with PEX. That way there's no leaks in the future. Unless the PEX somehow bursts or something, but I don't see that happening. Here I am putting Teflon tape and paste around my fitting and putting my fitting on to where the old pipe screwed into. Measured it and I got a new piece of PEX. I'm going to go ahead and find my brass connectors. What I'm going to need here is one brass connector and 3 rings. But for some reason I spent too much time looking for rings, even though that's all I needed right there. I'm letting the vacuum suck up any of the water that was stuck in there. Why am I doing this? I have a superstition that if I let the water run while I'm putting on the pipe, it's not going to let the ring crimp properly. So you put your ring on, you put your hose on. Make sure your ring is at a good spot, and you grab your crimping tool and you go ahead and crimp it. Sometimes it's a little bit tough to do because the ring will move around. Luckily, it wasn't this hard. And they make better crimpers, but this is the one I have because I'm poor. I don't have one of those cool electric ones. I'll get one day though. Here I am running the water line all the way up against that other old piece of PEX, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. I don't know what I'm looking for now. What am I looking for? Take a guess in the comment section down below. Ah, a rug, so that I can kneel on it and not get mud all over my jeans. Smart. You guys should try it, if you don't already. Right when I was about to do it, my camera died, so I had to replace the battery on it. And here I am setting up again. I'm going to take off that fitting so you can see what I'm using. It's a brass fitting and a metal crimping ring, 1/2 inch. You put your ring on first and then your fitting, and you go ahead and crimp that using your crimper. Like I said, they make electric crimpers that make it a lot easier. I don't have one. I don't have the money for one, and I don't do enough plumbing jobs to really justify having one. Or I'm just cheap. Honestly, I don't know at this point. I think I'm just cheap. I spend way too much on camera gear because that's my favorite hobby. I should probably spend more on the business. Camera is the business too, so chill out. As you can see, I knocked a giant ball of dirt onto there. Not a good idea. Go ahead and get a rough approximate size. You just kind of snug it up against it. Since it's flexible, you can really play with it. I put my other ring on there and crimped it. As you can see, there's still water coming out of it. Once you crimp it, the water stops. We're gonna go ahead and turn on the water. Same thing. Use your cross tool to go ahead and turn that on. Make sure that you turn off your hoses, your water faucets, so that the water, you leave them on so that the air comes out, and you turn them off so that you don't waste your water. Now I'm looking to make sure there's no leaks. I don't see any leaks down there. Feeling it, no leaks. Check the other side, no leaks, everything good. So we're good to cover it up. I like to cover my fittings with a plastic bag. You can't really see it in the video, but I went ahead and did that. Once you get it all covered up, you go ahead and start putting your dirt back in there. If your neighbor comes out to talk to you, talk to your neighbor. I mean, I feel like enough people don't talk to each other. We're starting to lose that social connection. So make sure you talk to your neighbors, talk to anybody, really. Don't be so full of yourself. Anyways, there it is, it's covered. If you learned something, make sure let's connect. I have my email, my YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I do handyman work. If you need some work done at your place, make sure you connect somehow with me, and I will be happy to take care of your job. Or follow along for free education. Later.